Ellie. Ladies and gentlemen, please let's come all together to offer a warm round of applause in appreciation of our distinguished guests. Please, a huge round of applause. Dear distinguished guests, esteemed faculty and enthusiastic student, welcome to this captivating event that is promising to ignite curiosity, to foster connections, and indeed celebrate the spirit of knowledge. And now, without any further delay, as an expression of shared pride and allegiance, kindly rise for the national anthem. Distinguished guests, good morning. I'm Dr. Jihan Mrabit, Assistant Professor at Amity University, Dubai. It's a great pleasure to welcome you all today at Amity University, Dubai. Now, without any further ado, let's commence this exceptional event. And to start, I would like to call on stage Dr. Saif As-Siari. Please, Dr. Saif, Vice Chancellor at Amity University, Dubai, to share a few words with us. His Excellency Dr. Saif is the former Director General of the Abu Dhabi Electricity and Water Authority and the Senior Advisor to the Abu Dhabi Executive Council. Please give a round of applause of Dr. Saif.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Good morning, distinguished guests, accomplished women, entrepreneurs, faculty, staff, and our dear students. Welcome to Amity University, Dubai for a special event in partnership with the FICCI organization. Today, we gather influential figures, policymakers, CEOs, entrepreneurs, and thought leaders to explore the UAE's business trajectory. We are here today for an event that is not just significant, but transformative, symbolizing as collaboration, inspiration, and forward thinking. Our goal is to create a dynamic knowledge sharing platform. Our focus is on empowering women entrepreneurs, a community driving innovation. This event exemplifies the vision and commitment of Amity University Dubai to fostering a stronger and more inclusive entrepreneurial ecosystem. Throughout the day, let's delve into key trends, exploring opportunities and address challenges in the UAE dynamic business landscape. The FICCI FLO delegation visit promises to be an inspiring and empowering event to set the stage for meaningful conversations and very valuable collaborations and hopefully a brighter future. Thank you very much and welcome.
Thank you very much, Dr. Saif. May I request Mrs. Pooja Chauhan to come on stage? Mrs. Pooja Chauhan is a trustee of Amity Education Group and the chairperson of Amity Humanity Foundation, which reflect the social responsibility, commitment, and concerns for the Amity Education Group. As a chairperson, Mrs. Chauhan looks after schools for underprivileged children, where these children are provided free of cost education. She has also initiated multiple projects across India for the skill development of women and girls. She is a qualified chartered accountant and the financial advisor to Amity Education Group. Mrs. Pooja, it's an honor to have you with us.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. A very good afternoon to all, and a warm welcome to all our guests at the Amity campus, Dubai. Today is a great day, as all of us have come together to demonstrate that no matter where we come from, each one of us is committed to doing our part for one another, and I applaud this spirit. At Amity, we believe in the power of nurturing partnerships, friendships, and leadership. And this conference is a firm step on behalf of Amity in this direction. Today we celebrate the strong bond between UAE and India, and I will welcome the FICCI Ladies Organization, women business leaders, led by our national president, Ms. Sudha Shivkumar. And Sudha, may I applaud this very crucial step that you have taken for women business leaders all across, not even only in India. We are also so fortunate to have amongst us great leaders of UAE who are a testament to the power of hard work, discipline, and a growth mindset in attaining greatness. I welcome Dr. Raja Al Ghurg, whom the entire Amity family has utmost regard and admiration. And Dr. Raja, you are an inspiration to so many women. And I personally take this stage to say that yes, I always feel highly motivated whenever I meet you. I also welcome Ms. Marjan Faraidouni, who has led from the forefront the highly successful Dubai Expo 2020 and continues to motivate so many leaders. I welcome Mr. Rizwan Sajan and his lovely wife, Chairman Danube Group. Sir, your success stories will guide the way forward for so many of us today. I welcome all our esteemed panelists who have taken out time today and over the course of the day continue to enlighten us with the challenges that they have faced, and we together will applaud their success stories. It is my great honor to introduce our keynote speaker, Dr. Raja Al Ghurg. Dr. Raja Isa Al Ghurg is a highly well-known businesswoman who has achieved remarkable success leading the S. Isa Saleh Al Ghurg Group under the guidance of her late father. She's a leading businesswoman who has carved a unique niche in the region due to her support and encouragement of Arab women entrepreneurs. Dr. Raja has been ranked the most powerful Emirati businesswoman in Forbes Middle East ranking and the #1 influential businesswoman in the Arab world in Forbes Middle East 100 most powerful Arab businesswomen. She's the first Emirati woman on the board of HSBC Bank Middle East Limited and the advisory board of Coutts Bank, the wealth division of the Royal Bank of Scotland Group. Dr. Raja is also on the board of trustees for the Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum Global Initiatives, one of the largest philanthropic foundations in the Middle East, and the chairperson of the board of directors of Al Jalila Foundation, a not-profit organization whose mandate is to promote the UAE as a center of excellence for medical research and education. Please join me in applauding and welcoming Dr. Raja Al Ghurg on the stage to deliver her keynote address. Could I also request Sudha Shivkumar to join us on the stage, please?
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Esteemed guests, my dear Amity University, I would say everybody, from professors, doctors, students, welcome to this gathering. It's a very, very beautiful gathering where important interacting between people will be there, and it will be taken very serious to enrich the cooperation between United Arab Emirates and India, although it has been there since I was born. So good afternoon. It's my pleasure to address this accomplished gathering of fellow business leaders here today. I recently read a simple quote: "Who you are is how you lead," which for me defines leadership in the best way. Anyone can be a good leader, but you need a great work ethic, integrity, and determination to manage a large, diverse group of people and face any challenge. The future of leadership requires one to look ahead, innovate, and drive growth while working in collaboration with people. We live in a constantly changing world. To be effective, leaders must be able to read signs and predict possible outcomes of any of these changes as technology and artificial intelligence continue to make their mark on all sectors and industries. Leadership styles will become more human focused. We need to be constant leaders, forever seeking knowledge that is both directly relevant to our field and extend to interest outside of it. We should strive to become better version of ourselves. As I often say, if you are a leader and ever find yourself thinking you know everything, just remind yourself that you know nothing. Today, we see women in every section of United Arab Emirates society, occupying key positions within the government or running businesses. The sparks of those aspirations were first ignited many decades ago. The foresight of our leaders and their emphasis on learning and taking the lead has resulted in a nation where everyone with ambition and drive is an active contributor to the growth and progress of this country. Speaking from my own experience, the conviction in many beliefs and abilities have helped me navigate through diverse pathways, starting from education to business, moving to healthcare and philanthropy, to the role I enjoy the most as an advocate of women empowerment. Ultimately, it's about your ability to see the future while remaining determined in terms of how you get there. Leadership is not about passing your way of doing things so everyone can be a replica of you and the way you work. When you challenge ideas, thoughts, and support different ways of working, you become inspirational. Very often, businesses continue doing things in a certain way because they have always been done that way. A review of some of these long-standing practices and policies that are part of the daily operation of the business will produce some surprises. To succeed now and into the future is about being able to lead through such challenges. For me, courage, understanding, and calmness helps you untie the most difficult knots. By being more mentally agile and evaluating available facts, I can make rational, effective decisions. None of these is to say that the occasional quick decision is a bad thing. They are often an essential part of leadership, particularly in high pressurized situations. However, if there is a foundation of solid knowledge across all the decisions you make, fast or slow, the outcome will always be better. As a leader, it is our role to be constant, forward-looking, creating a vision for the future. But we don't create that vision alone. We develop it with the whole team, aligning in the interest of all while working together towards achieving our common goal. A leader of the future will have high emotional intelligence. Although a good leader will be able to adapt and use new technologies to their advantage. They'll need to pay more attention to the well-being of employees, and creating a good working environment doesn't just happen. Our modern, always-on workplace culture can be overwhelming. It is for this reason that we encourage our teams to wind down and keep well-being at the heart of our people's strategy. There are many challenges to leading a well-respected conglomerate. This is where the mind side of leadership comes to forefront. Careful management and monitoring are required to ensure each individual element goes smoothly. Resilience is our ability to adapt to the challenges we encounter day after day. It helps us recover from setbacks. As leader, I believe connecting personal values with impactful leadership can unlock courage and purpose to make a bigger difference. By embracing resilience, creativity, and the willingness to collaborate, we can overcome challenges and create a better world. It's time to be big, bold, and brave for the benefit of all. Thank you very much for listening, and I wish you all the best.
Thank you very much, Dr. Raja, for this insightful speech. And now, please, it's time to have our question and answer moment. The floor is yours.
I think we can have a huge round of applause. Dr. Raja, being so busy, has taken our time, and she already had prior commitments, but yet when we requested, she has come forward to address all the women business leaders. So thank you so much, Dr. Raja, for being here. We are highly indebted to you.
Thank you very much. So, thank you very much, Mrs. Sudha. I please request all of you to warmly welcome Mrs. Sudha Shivkumar, President of FLO, the Fiji Lady Organization, to share her address. With many years of experience as a lawyer and investment banker, she had led large organizations, managed international portfolios, and spearheaded nonprofit ventures, all while mentoring and inspiring women from diverse backgrounds. Thank you very much, Mrs. Sudha, for being here with us today. It's a pleasure. A warm applause, please.
Thanks so much for having us from India. And it's been a delight to be a part of today. Before I begin, I guess my profound gratitude to Pooja for making today possible. While all the while we knew her as a FLO member, today I see her in another avatar, the woman who's so capable and so warmly at that. Thanks a bunch, Pooja. Today's meeting is not just about convergence of brilliant minds, minds of strong business leaders like Dr. Raja and so many others in the audience, but it is a huge testimony to the spirit of collaboration, to the pursuit of knowledge that defines the ethos of FICCI and FLO. But before I go forward, I think I need to share something about FICCI and something about what FLO does. FICCI is older than the independent India. FICCI is almost 100 years old, founded at the behest of senior independent leaders like Mahatma Gandhi. FLO was started 40 years later as a women's organization, understanding the spirit the woman can bring to the table. FICCI and FLO in their respective areas stand for what a chamber can bring as a bridge between corporates and the government. So FLO is present in 19 places in India with a strength of over 11,000 women. We have entrepreneurs who range from a nano to a multi-billion-dollar enterprise. The mission for FLO is very simple: to empower women, to foster gender development, to promote gender equality, both in the business and the professional world. We do this through an array of initiatives, including advocacy for gender equality, entrepreneurship, development, mentorship, and many more. We are allied with a lot of organizations in this purpose. We have our presence in skilling, we have our presence in education of women. We have supported millions of MSMEs and startups. We have helped women groom themselves to be board efficient, board present, and we are also in the space of policy advocacy. We have several collaborations that help us organize this for us. We also have centers of excellence across the country to help digital enablement and for technology support. This year has been a great year for us because we were part of the team led by our Prime Minister for the BRICS. And we were part of the Confederation of South Asian companies. We are also involved in the IORA, and we have a huge presence with other chambers outside of India. Today we find ourselves at an exciting juncture in the India-UAE relationship. The business prospects between the two countries have, I think, never been brighter. As we stand at the threshold of realizing the ambitious goal of 100 million in bilateral trade by 2025, the IBPC Dubai Act as a trusted facilitator, providing the necessary platform for understanding, collaboration, and growth. India, I think, is proud to be among the top 2 trading partners in UAE and vice versa. The potential of growth and collaboration between the countries is absolutely immense, and we look forward to very productive discussions with you to make meaningful collaborations. I'll do a small digression here on the role women can play in this front. I think every country today is hungry for a GDP growth. And one low-lying fruit in that ambit is the power the woman can bring to the table. the untapped energy of the woman, the contribution that woman can make in increasing that GDP is something that cannot either be ignored or missed. So at FLO, with a very cliched byline which says power to empower, we are there at every step for that woman to grow up either as an entrepreneur or a leader in her own right. Our discussions today will be enriched, I'm sure, by the panelists whom we are going to hear going forward. And I truly believe that this is a significant milestone for FICCI FLO business delegation in UAE. FLO had played a major part in the G20, and I think with the inclusion of UAE into the G20, the road is only going to be broader and longer for more participation of women, women leaders, women entrepreneurs, women startups, women employees, women employers, women students in the organization, who all can grow up to pitch in to that space. Our delegation today is comprised of very accomplished women leaders, very diverse sectors, all of whom bring a wealth of experience and expertise. Together, we aim to foster meaningful connections, engage in constructive dialogues, and explore avenues for mutually beneficial relationships between our two nations. As we embark on these discussions, let us keep in mind the insights shared here today have the potential not just to shape businesses, but also the broader landscape of economic growth and innovation of both our countries. I encourage each one of you to actively engage, share your experiences and perspectives, and take full advantage of the invaluable knowledge that will be exchanged during the course of this meeting. Thanks so much again for having us here. We are a 27-strong entrepreneurial force here, ready to share and rare to grow with you as much as we want to grow. Thanks, Bach Pooja, and thanks again for having us.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Pooja. It was a real pleasure to listen to your speech. Now, I would like to invite our next distinguished guest, who is Mrs. Marjan Faradoni, who was the Chief Experience Officer at Expo 2020 Dubai, recognized as one of the most influential women CEOs in the Middle East. Mrs. Marjan has played a pivotal role in the strategy development and execution of the Expo 2020 Dubai Legacy Program. She currently heads the Expo City Dubai, which is a redevelopment of the Expo site. Mrs. Marjan, we kindly invite you to take the stage and share your address, please. A round of applause for Mrs. Marjan, please.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Assalamu alaikum. I'm really humbled to have been invited to this gathering today, and to follow brilliant women is a huge responsibility for me to carry the next few minutes that I have with you. As I was introduced, I played a role in bringing the Expo 2020 to life, and I continue on with the Expo journey at a place that is currently known as Expo City Dubai. So what I would like today to do is to take you through that journey and to also give you a sense of the Dubai environment and the opportunities that there are for you to be part of the city of Dubai, but specifically also Expo City Dubai. And I just want to say that my current role at Expo City Dubai is the Chief of Education and Culture, taking on a lot of the legacies that we had during Expo around educating around topics that matter to the globe, such as sustainability, getting technology into the programs of youth. And before I start, I just wanted to ask, who has visited Expo 2020? Oh, wow, that's heartwarming. It's good to know that a lot of you have visited. To start with, I would like to give you a history of Expo and what has been achieved with this event that we hosted in 2021 for 6 months, starting October 2021. We were, to start with, the first mega event in the Middle East, Africa, and South Asia. So we hope that this was a moment of pride, not only for the city of Dubai, but also for the region. And we're very pleased to know that we've motivated other countries in the region to bid for mega events as a result of our successful delivery of Expo 2020. We managed during a very difficult time to attract 24.1 million visitors to our site, physical visitors during a pandemic and a resurgence of it. We also managed to attract 251 virtual visitors to Expo. And something that's very close to my heart is young people. We managed to get 1 million school students to the Expo site. We also supported 140 global innovators that were supported by our Expo Life Foundation, which is currently running. We contributed 154.9 billion to the total GVA of the UAE. As a result of planning, developing, and operating the Expo, we instigated around 1 million jobs throughout that period from 2013, and we hope to contribute to that in the future. We provided 6.8 billion values of contracts to the SMEs. And something that we're very proud of is that Expo 2020 was one of the biggest drivers as the UAE jumped 5 places in Brand Finance Global Soft Power Index. So it achieved a lot, and we have a big responsibility to carry on this forward. For those of you who haven't visited Expo, we currently are still Expo City Dubai. We're transitioned. We are located in a place called South Dubai. It is a very connected place to the rest of the city of Dubai, but also strategically very close to Abu Dhabi. And as you know, Dubai is a very future-forward city. We are working towards an economic strategy that is open and invites everybody to be part of it. We have 70% of Fortune 500 enterprises represented in the city of Dubai. We are looking to have 23 million visitors to visit us by 2025. And we have 2.5 billion people who are within an average 4-hour flight from Dubai. So this is the city to be in if you want to progress your business. And I'm sure you know that more than I do. But a few things that we have been able to achieve in the past couple of years that I wanted to highlight to you. For example, Dubai is the first in the MENA as an emerging startup ecosystem as per 2023. We were the first in MENA and 11th globally in Global Power City Index of 2022. And one of the areas we're very proud of is that we have recently in 2022 been rated the second best city in the world, rated by expats. So as you can see, and as you perhaps have experienced, and I hope, that Dubai is really a welcoming city for the world, not to do only business, but also to live and raise their families. Recently, the government of Dubai has announced the D33 economic roadmap, and that includes doubling a lot of the things that we do, whether it is from foreign direct investments, the support of the startup ecosystem. And we want Dubai to continue to be the sandbox where companies can come and try new technologies. And we want to continue to be a region for global multinational companies. So Dubai's story will continue, and we become more big in the way that we dream the city to develop. We also are very keen in attracting global talent such as yourself. And so as a lot of you are aware, in the past couple of years, we have introduced the 10-year global residency visa to support people to call this place home. And we also launched recently a remote work visa program that allows people to live in the Emirate of Dubai for 1 year. So that is about how Dubai continues to be an economic powerhouse for the region. And where does Expo City Dubai fit in this story? And one of the things that was very difficult for me personally when Expo ended was this mega event ended, people stopped coming, and a lot of people ask me, you still work at Expo? It's not an easy question to get, but I answer that question with pride, because one of my first responsibilities when I joined the Expo team around 10 years ago was to actually think about what the future would hold. Mega events had the bad reputation of, leaving a lot of burden on the country, a lot of debt, but of course Dubai wanted to do it differently. So even before we started planning, the question that was posed to the organizing team is what will happen to the city after Expo? So the way that we address this planning of the city is to have the city as the long-term vision, and it happened to host the mega event for 6 months. So today I'm very proud to tell you that we continue on. It is a very difficult period. It is transitioning. There's a lot of work that's happening on the site, but we have already welcomed we have already welcomed companies to set up. We have already had more than 700,000 people visit back to a lot of the main attractions that we have. So we continue being a city, and very soon we're going to be talking about how this city will be the place where anyone who's interested in working towards planetary solution, raising around awareness around planetary issues can come to Expo City Dubai. So our vision is to be a clean city that's based on the foundations of sustainability, an innovation-driven city, one that has a wide sustainability strategy that is a benchmark for the world. And this is a place where you can live. Since the closing of the Expo, we've launched multiple real estate projects. So in a few years, we'll have people living there. This is a place where we have over 2,000 people working, and I'm not talking about the Expo City staff. It's our partners who have come in and set up their business. This is a place where the community can come learn in our museums, in our cultural venues. This is a place where families can have a good time with our entertainment. And of course, you can have a great time with our F&B. We're basically an integrated city, an ecosystem. These are examples of some of the assets or venues that you may be familiar with. When you visited Expo, we have a lot of them that live on. One of them that's key to my heart is the one on the upper left there, the Sustainability Pavilion, which basically is taking forward the mission of continuing to inspire everyone about how they can be part of the environment. We continue to have green education program, and we're going to be a flagship pavilion during the COP28 that we will be hosting in the next few days. So we are building an ecosystem that's based on collaboration. If you become part of the city, we will make sure that you're introduced to every member of the city. It's a free zone, and that gives you a lot of benefits. So you can have your, of course, 100% foreign ownership and repatriation of all capitals and profits. And you can have 1 to 2 to 5 year employment visas offered to you, the people who work there. We offer offices for commercial leasing, and we take sustainability and wellness is a very core component of what we try to build in the city. We're trying to be different, so we have a no-car policy on our site, so it's a walkable city. We have dedicated cycling tracks, running tracks, and of the infrastructure that we've had from Expo, 80% is being used in where we are today. There are lots of units within the Expo. One that I head is the education and culture, which really would like to work with the education community in bringing green programs to life. We also have community management, of course, we're very big on future technologies to make sure that we are an innovative, smart city. And these are some of the companies who are currently set up at Expo. We have Emirates Airlines, who have their innovation center that has been recently launched, Siemens Energy, and the rest of them that are here. As you know, the United Arab Emirates is hosting the climate conference COP28, officially starting on November 30th, opening to the public on December 3rd. I'd like to encourage all of you to visit. It's open to the public from December 3rd to the 12th. You have to register, and as Expo City, there will be a pavilion that's available for you to be introduced to what our future holds, how you can be part of the city, and how you can be a participant. And with that, I'd like to thank you for your attention and also guide you to the Expo City Dubai website to learn more about who we are. Thank you for your attention, and thank you for inviting me to be here.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Marjan, for these visionary thoughts that you just shared with us. Indeed, Dubai was always, as is always, at the front line of sustainability, entrepreneurship, and technology. Thank you very much, Mrs. Marjan. Now it's time for the Q&A question with Mrs. Sakin Al-Sheikh.
So, good afternoon, Marjan.
Good afternoon.
It's a pleasure to have you with us today. And thank you for that presentation. I think there's a lot of entrepreneurs in the audience today who would be taking in every bit of that and coming to Expo City.
I hope so.
Yes. And so now we have some questions designed with our hope to get a glimpse into the thoughts of a remarkable leader as yourself. So you are an extraordinary, and may I say a very young woman and a business leader.
Thank you.
And at the helm of such a large project in magnitude, the Expo City, and of course COP28, which is an extremely important conference addressing climate change. So with a busy schedule like that, we thank you for taking the time to be with us.
It's a pleasure to be here.
So if we can start with the first question. Looking back at Expo 2020, what would you say would have been the key winning strategies that you would have used with the Expo team for a mega event in time and scale and size and an impact beyond one's imagination?
Thank you for your question. Since we're here hosted by a group of powerful women, I'd like to start by saying that the Expo 2020 organization was led by a fascinating lady, Her Excellency Reem Al-Hashimi, who is also the Minister of International Cooperation and currently the CEO of Expo City Dubai. And, you know, we've learned a lot from her, and all of us have taken inspiration from our own leadership, being, you know, starting with His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid, who've instilled within us the values of collaboration, of cooperation within each other as a team. I ran a team of more than 100 or 200 people at Expo. I had the responsibility of bringing the experience to life, which was very difficult in retrospect, but also looking after the people. So I did also look after HR. And in those two experiences, what was critical to make sure that we were a winning team is to be collaborative, to trust each other. But above that is also this notion of humility, and listening to people was also very important. And to also understand that you don't have the answers to all the questions, and that you need to work with your colleagues in trying to figure out different ways of doing things. And as a lot of you know, when we planned for the Expo, we were hit by a global pandemic in addition to other regional political issues. So we couldn't have gotten through without trusting each other, collaborating with each other, listening to each other, and having this core value of humility, I believe. So these are some of the elements I'd like to stress in what got us through the expo.
No, definitely. And it translated remarkably. Expo, I think, has been reviewed, and I think we'd all agree that it was the most soulful experience that one could have ever imagined, just beyond words. And so, now, I think it would be fair for us to say that we all have a personal motivation or inspiration that drives us forward, keeps us going. So, what would be your greatest motivation or inspiration, considering all your successes?
Thank you so much for that question. It's a difficult question because I do have personal inspiration, but I'll start with an inspiration that comes out of me being from the city of Dubai. I am from Dubai, and I'm a very proud Dubaian, and I hope a lot of you are proud Dubaians. And if you are born and brought up in Dubai, you can't help but being inspired. You can't help but think that if you have a dream, you can go for it. And therefore, this city inspires me, the history of the city, the people who built the city, you know, whether it is our leadership, but even my own family who started very small and built their business and made it what it is today, that has given us a lot of opportunities. So I'm inspired by the city big time, and I continue being inspired by it. And you know, when I travel to other cities, I remember how lucky we are to be living here, because even though it's tiring to be from Dubai, because you always have to be on top of everything because it's so competitive, this is what makes it special. You always are looking for ways to do things better, and do it for the right reasons. And then my personal inspiration is my father, who is a very hard worker and who always inspired us not only to give the best that we give, but to do it with integrity. And I continue to carry on that with every day that I work with people.
Fantastic. Yeah, absolutely. Hashtag My Dubai. We all feel a great sense of belonging, and it's so true. We do feel very fortunate to be part of this amazing city. Now, I know you meet a lot of great people along the way, leaders, world leaders from all over. What would have been the best piece of advice that you have gotten?
World leaders?
Sure. or the amazing people that you meet.
So I'm very fortunate to have met and to continue to meet people of all walks of life, and I'd like to stress of all walks of life. But during my period at Expo, I was, you know, also as part of my job, I met a lot of world leaders and celebrities, you know, it's you learn from everybody that you meet, and a lot of it is around what you don't see behind. Whether they are celebrities or world leaders, that they are really backed up by a lot of hard work. I have to mention one that stuck to me throughout my Expo experience, and I actually was asked to interview Ronaldo during the Expo in January 2021.
Yeah, we have a memory.
What? Oh yeah,
right?
I do have it. Wow, I don't usually mention it. But this was, you know, if you know me very well, I don't get fazed by meeting celebrities. That's just my nature. I treat everybody as a human being. So, but when I met Ronaldo, I had to go on a world stage with him. And I know there's a lot of talk about him, but I can tell you, he is a very humble human being. And when we went up that stage and when we heard the crowds roaring, I don't know if any one of you were there, he told me to calm down, and he told me we'll be okay. And he shared with me, you know, his experience of going through this, and that I should, you know, take it easy and we'll be okay. And what was wonderful about him is that he was asking the crowd to give me some time to speak. So, you know, you may not believe this, I'm not a huge football fan. Maybe that's why they asked me to interview him. But I didn't realize how huge Ronaldo was, except after I met with him. But I can tell you he was a very humble person that was very kind also in the way he dealt with me. And then towards the end, he asked if I wanted to take a picture with him, which is very rare, because I didn't want to disturb him. But in general, meeting a lot of the people I've met, the thing that I've learned is you see people on the front and you think they have it easy. But I think a lot of the successful people you may come across in life work very hard, they have sleepless nights, and the ones that have influence on me are the ones who are very humble in the way that they deal with people. And I think that's what I take away from the great leaders I've met throughout the time.
Thank you so much for sharing that with us. And that is a great picture.
I must say, after this, I was called very cool by my friends, by my nieces and nephews.
Sure.
And a few weeks ago, we hosted some young students for a session at Expo. And I was actually watching, and then they tell my team members, oh, the girl or the woman who interviewed Ronaldo was in the crowd. I'm like, wow, it's still stuck.
So today we have a dynamic group of entrepreneurs in our audience visiting from India, and I'm sure many young aspiring entrepreneurs as students. So we've heard about how amazingly Expo City will support entrepreneurs. Any advice that you would like to share?
Yeah, there's a lot of advice, but I think I want to take it back to what we will be offering young people that I see in the crowd who are I'm having a hard time keeping you to listen to me. I can see the guys at the back who are on their phones. But anyway, in Expo City, particularly my team and I, part of what we do is also identify programs for university and school students. With the university students, we've commenced this, but we are trying to link you up with industry leaders, whether they're within our city or whether they're through our connections that we have. The most recent one that we had is we got experts on sustainability and the COP in general from the UN to talk about the relevance of COP. We will continue doing that, so I really encourage you to check out our programs in Expo City. For entrepreneurs specifically, we do have the Expo Life Fund, which we recently closed on the university grant program. I hope you heard about it. We've reached out to universities on this. That allows you to pitch for your business, and there is financial award related to that. In addition, being part of the Expo Live, you do get some entrepreneurship mentorship, if you will. And then I want to also say that, since we're here under the auspices of Fantastic Women, one of the areas that my team and I run is the Women's Center, or the Women's Pavilion, which was launched during Expo to have an exhibition to talk about the important role of women in community, in driving solutions and change. And we now have extended our center to include an all-encompassing part of it to welcome women entrepreneurs. We also have a co-working space that we will be launching soon to welcome women specifically. We are also going to be rolling out a program to support women to get back into business if they had to leave for maternity reasons, to come back or for any other reasons, but also to support them with upskilling them to be entrepreneurs, amongst other things such as leaders in the field. So we do have a lot of things, and I hope that you could look into our website around more details.
Thank you so much. I think with opportunities and support like that, there's no time better. Thank you, Ms. Marjan. It has been a pleasure to be in conversation with you.
Thank you for having me. Thank you again.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Marjan. Thank you very much, Mrs. Sakin.
Dr. Sain, I think I have the privilege of coming in and speaking whenever I want. But Marjan, thank you so much. I think Sudha and I were discussing that some of the insights that we've had today because of your presentation and the way you've portrayed Dubai as an attractive destination for entrepreneur and business. It's clearly been very insightful. Thank you so much, and I'm very sure a lot of us will be going on to your website and watching this. So thank you so much for being here. We are very grateful.
Now, I would like to extend a warm welcome to the accomplished businessman, the 1% man, Mr. Rizwan Sajan, chairman of Danube Group. From the inception of a trading firm in 1993, he has transformed Danube Group into a remarkable phenomenon. We'll have now a Q&A session with Mr. Rizwan Sajan, delving into the innovative financing approach behind the 1% plan that has proven to be a win-win for customers, banks, and Danube. Welcome, Mr. Rizwan. Our pleasure. I would like to invite also Dr. Rafaela.
And can I also say that some people are so professionally committed, and Mr. Rizwan is one example. So if we can please put our hands together, it is his anniversary today. We have Mrs. Rizwan here with us. And look at the commitment that he has, because he had said that I will be here. So thank you so much, Mr. Rizwan, for being here, and big thank you to Mrs. Rizwan for being here, and congratulations.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Mrs. Pooja. So without any further delay, I would like to invite Dr. Rafaela for our Q&A session. Dr. Rafaela, please.
Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, dear students, good morning. Today, we are honored to have with us at Amity University, Mr. Rizwan Sajan, an iconic Indian business leader of Dubai. I'd like to express our gratitude for attending our event, and let's talk about your astonishing journey. You started your company in UAE in 1993 with a few thousand dirhams to becoming one of the most successful businessmen in our country. With multi-billion-dollar business conglomerate spread across 50 locations in 10 countries and employing thousands of people, Mr. Rizwan is ranked 7th among the top 100 Indian leaders in UAE, listed by Forbes Middle East. It will be difficult to sum up your impressive and amazing achievements in a short time. I don't believe I introduced you well enough, so kindly, sir, share with us your remarkable journey.
So first of all, thank you so much for giving me this honor to come and address over here. And I see some very influential ladies who are actually heading some big organization. So very, very impressed to meet Dr. Sudha, Ms. Marjan. I'm very, very impressed with your speech, the way you have spoken and taken, you have no idea how Expo has helped us. I mean, for a business people like us, Expo has really helped us in such a big way that is unimaginable. Because when it started, everybody was thinking after Expo what will happen, which most of the countries happen. But after Expo, the real estate boom has really boom, boom, boom. So it is thank you to you. And guys, if you are interested in the real estate, in anything what is happening in the real estate, I want you to give this 15 minutes of your time so you will understand what is exactly happening in the real estate. And trust me, you'll enjoy this session. Thank you. So talking about my journey, I've been, brought up in a very humble way, which I had mentioned, I think last time, I don't know whether you guys attended, I had come to Amity. My father was he was working in a company, and we were put in a school convent school, where we had only the schooling fees, did not have the money for the tuition fees, and did not have the money for the school bus also. But touch wood, that was the history, and I don't want to go into this, because if I go into that, that was a very, very long story. But I am really thankful Dad putting into the right school, and after that, Dad expired. I had to take up the full responsibility of what I had to bring the whole family. And after that, I went to Kuwait when I was 18 years old. I was there for 8 years, and thanks to Saddam Hussein, I would say, that I landed in Dubai. If Saddam Hussein would have not come to Kuwait, probably I would be in Kuwait. And thank God he came to Kuwait, and that's the reason I'm in Dubai, in a country like UAE. Otherwise, I would never been here. So this is my journey, small journey, which I'm explaining you, because today my focus is we're going to be on real estate. So we're going to talk mostly on the real estate.
Thank you. Mr. Rizan, why you're referred to as a Dubai 1% man?
When we started the real estate business here in Dubai, there were big giants over here. You remember there was a big boom which happened in 2002, 2003, where people were buying properties and making a lot of money. And a lot of people told me, Rizwan, you should get into properties at that time. I don't know why, somehow my mind felt that this boom is really artificial and it might collapse. And luckily, I did not go into the real estate at that particular time. But after that, there was a collapse in the market, and then this RERA, the Regulation and Authority of Real Estate, was formed, and everything fall into place. And at that particular time, we decided to enter the real estate market. Now, there were big giants over there selling the real estate, selling the big, big houses over there. And to compete against them was next to impossible. But as a company policy is always that when you want to start any business, and this is an advice to you, all the young people also, that in case if you want to start any business, you need to find some unique selling point of what you want to do. If you're going to follow what others are doing, you'll never be successful. You can be successful, but it will take a long time for you to be successful. So one unique selling point you need to find, and that unique selling point we were searching as to what is that unique selling point. Now, at that particular time, what we realized that 85% of the population or the expats who are still staying in a rented apartment, and they actually want to buy their own home, but they could not buy because they are the working class. Majority of them are the working class, and to have paying the rent and also making it, to buy the house was impossible for them. And that's how we came up with that 1% payment plan, where you had to pay only that small down payment of 10 to 20% down payment, and balance you pay 1% per month. Even after the post handover, you had to pay 1%. And that formula clicked so well, because so many people who had dreamed of buying the house could not buy the house, and only because of this payment plan, they could buy the house. When I started this 1% payment plan, most of the big developers say this Danube is going to close down in 3 years, because this is not a sustainable model. Because if people don't start paying 1%, then what will happen to the company? But trust me, this model worked. In the worst of the crisis, when we had the COVID crisis, at that time also we had the payments coming in. You know why it started coming in? Because the people who invested in that 1% payment plan were the people who wanted the house, and they would not let it go. So somehow the other way, even in the COVID times, we never had a problem in collecting the 1% payment plan. And today I'm happy that because of this 1% payment plan, people who were not able to buy the houses are able to own their own houses, and we have delivered more than 15,000 houses.
So your formula works very well in Dubai, right? Your formula works very well in Dubai.
Formula worked very well, and because of that, I'm so happy that people are able to own their own house.
So what are the advantages to operating a business in Dubai?
Oh, there are many advantages. Dubai, I tell, if you follow my Instagram, I talk about Dubai so much. I always say, Habibi, come to Dubai. And I say that again and again, that so many people have come to Dubai, But Dubai has a lot of advantages, not only Dubai, the whole of UAE today. I mean, the way the country, our visionary Sheikh Mohammed has driven the whole Dubai economy is unbelievable. I mean, yesterday also there was an article of Sheikh Mohammed. He runs Dubai like an organization. He doesn't run like a country. And when I say it runs like an organization, he means you perform or you get out. I don't know whether you have seen yesterday's article. He has mentioned that any department who is not working well, 90 days he has given them time. And that's what I like about him. And that's what motivates all of us to work so much in Dubai. And that's why you see all the departments you see in Dubai are working so well, so efficiently, because we have businesses all over the GCC countries and other countries in the world. But the way in Dubai, it's so easy, so friendly, that people can do business without any problem. They are welcomed over here in such a way that everybody loves to come and stay in Dubai. And in all my statement, I always say, the more I travel, the more I love Dubai. And I'm sure you guys also will agree with this.
Amazing. So you as a big investor, which type of advice would you like to share with the new investors?
What sort of advice I would want to?
For the new investors.
I would say invest in Dubai. I don't say buy Danube properties, but invest in Dubai. The way Dubai is going to progress in the next few years is going to be unimaginable. What you have seen Dubai is nothing. The roadmap, I mean, as a business leaders, we get to see the roadmap, what is happening in Dubai and how the progress is going to happen in the next few years. Guys, this is a place to invest. From whatever you're doing, put your small money into real estate, you are going to make money, because this city is going to grow multiple folds. You have seen it growing, and it's going to grow multiple fold. Nothing can stop Dubai. So this is my advice to all of you guys. Tell your daddy, mommy, bring money from somewhere and invest in Dubai real estate, and tell even your uncle, aunties to come to Dubai, because this is a place to be in, as you are going to be richer by far if you are going to invest. Because I come from Mumbai. There was a time when 20 years ago, if I had invested in the property in Mumbai, the prices we have seen has multiplied by 3, 4, 5 times. And that is what is going to happen in Dubai. Because today, if you compare Dubai's price compared to the whole world, the world where you see a growing economy, like when I say London or Hong Kong or Singapore or New York or even my own city, Mumbai, we are 1/3 or 1/4 of the price. And the population of Dubai is only 3.5 to 4 million people. So to grow by 50% also, we are talking about only 2 million people. The population of my city, Mumbai, where I come, is 25 million people. So, you can imagine the growth which can happen in Dubai by just adding that 2 million people and how the prices are going to grow up. So the simple advice to all of you guys, again, I'm telling you, Habibi, come to Dubai.
Great. I still have one last question. As a chairman and founder of highly successful group of companies, what advice would you like to share with the women entrepreneurs visiting from India?
Again, same advice. Woman has their own identity. Today's woman is completely different compared to what we had in the past. They are more independent. They are more, they can manage their own businesses. They are leading in every front. So for them also the same advice. Even if your husband says no, invest in Dubai. Because, and I've told them multiple times that you guys, you ladies have to think about your investments also in your own way. And I'm sure in your property should be bought. And also the way you are leading it, I'm so much impressed. I mean, again, I'm mentioning Yasudha and Dr. Marjan, the way you have spoken and given so much insight about what is happening in the Expo 2020 and what is happening in FICCI. In fact, I asked you, but what I learned today was very, very good. And keep up doing the good work. I'm very, very happy about it. Thank you.
Now, I believe you have some questions from our audience.
Good afternoon, Mr. Rizwan here. I'm Shazia from Amity Business School. If you can spot me here. Yeah. First of all, a big congratulations to you and Mrs. Samira on your 26th anniversary. And can we have a big round of applause? Thank you. I was very much intrigued by the conversation you just had. And being a real estate enthusiast myself, we see a lot of projects being launched, nuances of projects being launched every now and then. Do you believe this will create an oversupply of projects in the real estate market? What's your take on that?
Very good question. I really am happy that you picked up this question.
Thank you.
I don't think they're going to be an oversupply because the vision of UAE is to double the population, or the vision of Dubai is to double the population by 2040. Right now, as we are talking, all the schools are full, all the rents have gone up. The rents have gone up by 40–50%. And construction projects can be launched, but the delivery of the projects will not happen as fast as you can see. Not every developer will be able to deliver that projects in time. So the amount of projects which will be delivered and the amount of inflow which is happening in UAE or Dubai especially is much more higher compared to what the projects are being launched. So according to me, there would be no problem in supply and demand. There is always going to be a demand more than the supply. And people will start coming to Dubai. I mean, we see people, we are into real estate and I see people coming from all over this world. I have seen people from Algeria, Morocco, coming from Africa, coming from Australia, coming from Russia. And people, you have no idea. If you come to my property office, you will see how many nationalities today people want to come and invest in Dubai. And they are serious investors. They are not flippers. They want to make Dubai as a second home. So I don't think Dubai will ever have a situation where there will be more supply than the demand. Always demand is going to be more than the supply.
Good afternoon, Mr. Rizwan. I'm here. I'm Dr. Adil Ahmed. I'm a professor on ethical finance and ethical investment. And my questions will be, as you are aware, in just only 10 days, we will have the COP28. And we have moved from the climate change to climate crisis to climate emergency. While this journey of climate problems, the real estate industry have a lot of commitment. And I would like to see how your business as a property development, what is the strategy of your business to be sustainable properties, to sustainable business, to sustainable city in our beloved Dubai and UAE. I'd like to share with us what we do and what you do as a company in terms of the sustainability, which we have our guest from the Expo 2020, and they have a big pavilion about sustainability. What is your company can do for the sustainability in our city?
See, as a developer, we play a very important role in the sustainability, and that goes from the beginning of the construction material. So in our company, we use a lot of green products. When I say green products, you have the plywood, which is more sustainable product, which are made from all the, it's made more of organic. Then we also use the exterior facade. This is also made from the sustainable product. So we try and use as much as projects, as much as product into our making of the whatever building we are construction into making a more sustainable product, so that it helps in the energy saving, and that is what the game we all believe in. This is what we should be doing it. So as a company, we just now took a part in Vetex also. There also we were talking about the same sustainable project. So we try our best to use as much as a product into our project, so that we also are in line with the government vision of using more and more sustainable products into our projects, I would say.
Hi, Dr. Rizwan. This is Meghna here. Thanks a ton for the wonderful insights. I'm a part of the FLO delegation from India. Really, amazing insights we had from you. A very small and a quick question. Being an investment banker, a lot of people are very excited to invest into Dubai. But is there really a right time to invest? Because since the last 2-3 years, it's just been going one way. So do you really think there's a right time to invest?
Like I mentioned, Dubai prices is still much, much lower compared to the other cities in the world. So I feel this is the right time, and if you do not invest now, you might miss the boat. I again mentioned, don't only look at Danube properties, look at anywhere to invest in Dubai, but do invest in Dubai because the prices are going to go much, much more. I already explained to you how the population is and how the population is going to double. And the city is, we just launched a project which is Oceans by Danube. I'll just give you a simple example. The Oceans by Danube, we launched a project which was before 2 months ago. We launched the Tower 1, Tower 2, and there was such a big demand for the Tower 3 also. So we picked up another plot to launch the Tower 3. The price which we paid for the Tower 3 was 50% more compared to what we paid for the 1 and 2 in just a fraction of 1 month time. So the prices are going up, especially in developed areas where, and we will have to pay that extra price if we have to take that good location and all that. And everything what matters in the real estate is the good location. And since Dubai is very small, all the good locations are getting filled very faster. So the more you wait, you will have to pay a much higher price. Because I have seen it myself, paying 30, 40, 50% price if I have to get a good property at the right place. So answering to your question, yes, this is the right time. Do not wait longer and try to invest it as soon as possible whenever your pocket permits.
Thank you so much, sir.
Very good afternoon, Mr. Sarjan. This is Robin. My question is very short. I would like to ask you, we are seeing a lot of Danube properties coming up everywhere. Does this level of visibility really helps the business?
We are talking about advertisement?
Yes, about the Danube properties. Wherever we are looking at every now and then, Danube property is everywhere, if not in every corner, but it has taken a majority of the chunk of the real estate in the Dubai market. And we see the hoardings. So the question is about the visibility. Do you think the visibility helps the business?
Yeah. So I will answer this question in Hindi first. And then I will explain in English. In Hindi, we say, जो दिखता है वो बिकता है. और जो ज़्यादा दिखता है वो ज़्यादा बिकता है. So, if you guys have not understood the things, if your product is seen everywhere, it's sold faster. And if it is seen more, it is sold much faster. So definitely, I always believe in marketing. And this is the time I've started doing the marketing when I did not have the money. I don't know how many of you remember, but I want to share this story. When we started selling the building material, and at that particular time, we were putting, there were, all these four-wheel drives has the tire behind the four-wheel drives. So we figured out that what is the cheapest way, because at that time the social media or the digital marketing was not there. So we put the wheel covers on the tires which were there on the four-wheel drive. And there's an incident which I want to share. That of course, the tire was a hit, the wheel covers which you put, because for 20,000 dirhams, I could get 1,000 tires and 1,000 wheel covers were carrying my Danube building material, #1 building material. And there was an incident in the morning, 8 o'clock, one person comes in and one person calls, he was probably an Amarathi guy, And he says, who is the manager? So my person who picked up the phone, he says, I'm the manager. He says, come to the police station now. I said, why should you come? Why should I come to the police station? No, don't ask with me, come to the police station now. My person is trying to, pacify him that, sir, please tell me where is the problem, what we did wrong, we'll try to. So after 15, 20 minutes, he says, who asked you to put the wheel cover in my car? I said, sir, we are sorry if I have put the wheel cover in your car, and we will send somebody to remove it, but please don't get angry. But it was done with good intention so that we could make sure that your tires were well protected in the sun. So he said, you know what happened? For yesterday, in the heat of Dubai, I could not find 2 hours my car, because every time I used to pass by car and I could say, this is not my car, because there was a wheel cover on it. So coming back to the question, yes, visibility is very, very important in any business you do, because if you don't have the visibility, it's very difficult to sell. And today, if you don't have the money, there are many ways of making yourself visibility. Social media, I always tell all my children, my people around, that you need to be present in the social media and make yourself visible, because coming back, answering the same thing, jo dikhta hai, wo bikta hai, make yourself presence in such a way that people know about your product, and trust me, it will help you to sell much faster.
Mr. Rizwan, it was a great pleasure to have you with us today. I'm sure we learned a lot from you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you very much, Mr. Rizwan, and thank you very much, Dr. Rafaela. Our pleasure. Our dear guests, we are moving forward, and I would like to invite you all for that enlightening panel discussion, as we will be having and delving into the evolution of UAE's growth and anticipating a data-driven economy. In order to do that, let's give a warm welcome to Professor Eli Manassa, the Dean of our business school, who will be moderating today's session. Please, a big round of applause to Professor Manassa. Joining him on stage, our esteemed guests, Mr. Diraj Kunwar, Managing Director of RAK Bank. Mr. Kunwar will be leveraging his profound banking expertise to steer the institution to success. Mr. Diraj is a senior bank, highly respected in the banking sector for his visionary work in making RAK Bank a highly profitable bank. His bank startup has the success of SMEs as a mission and support UAE's startup ecosystem. One of his successful initiatives is the SME Souk, where Amity University Dubai Incubation Center is an important participant. I would like also to call on stage Dr. Mahra Lutfi. Please all help me welcome Dr. Mahra. Dr. Mahra is a trailblazing first Emirati stem cell therapy doctor whose groundbreaking contributions to medical advancement have positioned her as a pioneer in the field of stem cell therapy. Welcome, Dr. Mahra. Finally, I would like to call Mr. Hamad Malik, Managing Director at Stars Play, a subscription videos on demand service that stream to Okay, I think we're having an issue. Please stay with us. Have a seat. May I have your attention, please? Mr. Hamad Malik, Managing Director of Star Plays, a subscription video on demand service that streams to 21 countries in the Middle East and North Africa. Till May 22, Mr. Hamad led Stars Play marketing function and moved into his current role at Stars Play as global media representative of Abu Dhabi's media. Mr. Hamad is an industry leader in the fast-paced OTT platform business. Welcome, Mr. Hamad. It's a pleasure to have you. Please, may I have your attention for a minute? The panel discussion is about to start. Please be seated, remain silent, and let's enjoy together as we delve in that insightful discussion. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Jihan. Ladies and gentlemen, esteemed guests and distinguished panelists, welcome to this pivotal discussion centered on the dynamic growth trajectory of the sectors contributing significantly to the UAE's remarkable evolution. This panel's landscape spans across various sectors of the economy. In particular, the captivating world of entertainment, an industry that thrives on innovation and creativity. The banking sector, symbolizing the financial cornerstone of and stem cell therapy. Throughout our discussion, we aim to delve into the multifaceted dimensions of the UAE's data-driven growth story, exploring how this distinct we seek to unravel the progress that has positioned the UAE as a beacon of growth and innovation regionally and globally. So, Mr. Hamad, what are the defining success factors in this sector?
Thank you so much. It's a privilege to be here at Amity, and what a privilege to listen to some of the keynote speeches here this morning, the business textbooks, but that was long time back in 1990-91. And I see a lot of students here has to be considered as a core for driving business. So leaning on the example of Stars Play, which is a startup from UAE, when we thought of establishing Stars Play, or when Stars Play got established in 2015, streaming industry was dominated by big global players like Netflix, Amazon, and others. And we thought that in UAE and in Middle East, there was a bit of a space for a local company to come up, a startup to get established, and get the content that people of this region want to consume more and more. So as a concept or as an idea, it was a good idea, but as you start looking into details of execution, you realize that you need to do something really differently compared to companies like Netflix or Amazon to be able to succeed in this very competitive environment. So 2 insights that we picked up, and based on those insights, we came up with an innovative strategy which enabled us to grow. So the first thing that we picked up was that if you look at this region, the penetration of credit card at that point in time at least was not very high, especially as you step outside UAE, when you go to Saudi, Egypt, Morocco, and different markets, you realize that not many people have credit cards. And our competitors like Netflix or others, they required people to have a credit card to be able to subscribe to their service. So we thought, okay, so this is a pain point that people have, because those who don't have a credit card can't subscribe to streaming platforms. They can't enjoy the content that streaming services have. So we came up with this strategy that we tied up with telcos throughout the region, telcos like Etisalat, STC, Ooredoo, so that normal people who do not have credit cards could also subscribe to our service. That helped us gain market share very, very quickly. The other strategy that we deployed was that a lot of competitors that we have, because of the fact that they were very well funded, they were very well financed, they would pretty much take everything that a studio, Hollywood studio would be producing. So if a Hollywood studio produced